Baruch Hashem, we are in the 3 weeks that, in the middle of the 3 weeks, that we're yearning for the Beit HaMikdash, for what we lost. And like none other than Napoleon, who came and they saw the Jewish people in France over 300 years ago crying on the floor on Tisha B'Av night. What are you crying about? That we crying over our Beit HaMikdash. When was it destroyed? 2,000 years ago. Are you still crying for it today? Ken. Yes, we are, because we miss it. We miss the Shekhinah, the divine presence in our life like it was back then. Came Napoleon outside and told the soldiers, a nation that is crying about the past, it's a nation that's going to have a future. And that came out of that person's mouth. Meaning that a person who's mourning for the past, longing for what he had, Hashem is going to bring back and give him the future even better than what it was. And that's what we're crying for. And that's what we have to do in these 3 weeks. And who better than to learn from the example that we had Pinhas ben Aaron, ben Elazar ben Aaron, who went against the tide and said no more to non-Jewish ideologies. And he came out and stood against what everything was doing, what people wanted to do, and put an end to things with the heroics that he did. But then came the people, the lefty liberals, and said, what are you doing? You're a fanatic, Rabbi! You're messing up with our trying to enjoy life, going out with the Goyot, marrying out with Christina over there. What's the problem? What's the problem? And they wanted to kill him until Hashem himself had to come in and say, no, 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 no. This rabbi that you're spitting in his face, he's the one that saved your life. You should be licking the dust under his foot. Because in his marriage, you're alive! Yes, these rabbis and this Talmidei Chachamim and this Bnei Yeshiva, people are going and learning Torah and sending their kids to learn Torah and sending their daughters to be modest. These are the ones that the real soldiers that are saving the Jewish nation for thousands of years. What do you think? Some lefty liberal who plays in Hollywood calls himself half Jewish? From a non-Jewish mother that's saving your life? No. No, no, no. That's not the case. We have to be kissing and licking the dust under the feet of the people that are saving our lives. And these are the people who are learning Torah. Next time you see a rabbi, go and tell him how much you appreciate the fact that he's learning Torah, and in his marriage, you're alive. Your wife is alive. Your kids are alive. And from that same thing, we wanted to mention this Parashah. One of the things that they used to say about Pinhas, you know why he did the thing he did? Because he's a descendant of Yosef. You know, Yosef he also had a test, he almost failed, and whatever, they were trying to make up Lashon Hara about him. But what they didn't know about is the zechut of Yosef that saved him. Yosef HaSadik, you know that in the Parashah of Miketz, when he's taken down to Egypt, when he's down in the dungeon, they ask him, where are you from? Why are you here? He says, because I'm a Hebrew, and I've been taken from the land of the Hebrews. They stole me from my land. He's yearning to go back to the Jewish homeland. He's yearning to go back to learn with his father Yaakov Avinu. He's yearning to the spirituality. And we see the genes, the genetics, they're yearning for the land Yosef put in the heart of all his descendants. Pinhas is one of them, zealousness like Yosef. And also, we run into another group of 5 daughters of Solofchat. 5 girls will come and say, wait a minute, we're about to go into the land and we're not going to get a share because everything is going from father to son. But our father didn't have any sons. Only 5 daughters. Why should we lose out? Lama igara, they said. What do you mean? These are the laws, Moshe says. But you know what? Let me ask Hashem. Ask Hashem. Hashem says, they're right. You know why I want to give them the land, although this wasn't the original plan? Because they felt missing. They had a yearning for the land like Yosef, their forefather. And when I say yearning for spirituality, for the Holy Land, for holiness, I'll give it to them. And they got land, all the daughters, and Bischutam we have this whole passage in the Torah of the inheritance that goes to the daughters if there's no sons. Why? Because their forefather installed in them the love for the Jewish homeland, the love for Torah, the love for spirituality, the love for sending their kids to Talmudei Torah, the love for the daughters to be modest and go to seminaries. Yes, this could affect generations way down because what's in the genes, what the kids see in the parents and the grandparents, what's important to them, spirituality, not materialism, that's what's going to be the best teacher. You want to make sure your kids have the right education. School is great. Sending them to Talmud Torah is great. But what they see at home. Is my father and mother really going on the way of the Torah? Or they're bringing newspapers in that's full of Lashon Hara. They're looking at Instagram all the time. They're this and that. And they say, 2 minutes mincha before Shkia. And the father is, talking about politics. The kids that are seeing these things, you think they're going to go in the ways of the Torah? No, my friend. You have to be the role model. You and your wife. And when the kids see that they're role models, and they see what's important to them, when they see their father putting on the jacket and the hat to go daven, when they see their father putting on their jacket and the hat to say Birkat Hamazon, when they see their mother in the house also going modest, when they hear that their mother is talking on the phone and she's not talking about Lashon Hara, she's talking about mitzvot, the kids are listening. And this is what's going to go into the genes. Zad Hashem, that's what Pinhas showed us. That's what he taught us. The yearning, going back to Yosef HaSadiq, the yearning for the Jewish land, for tzniut, for being modest, for having holiness. These are the secrets that kept us alive all these years. Zad Hashem, you're going to walk away from all this non-Jewish propaganda that's going on in this generation. You're going to be proud to be the Pinhases of our generation. We don't care what they call us. We don't care if they spit at us. We're going to keep to the Torah because the Geula is so close. And when Hashem is going to take off the Vilon and show us, here I am, and you're ready to grab onto his clothing and grab him and hug him, you're going to be full of joy. And all those people who made fun of you, and in fact made fun of Hashem, they're the ones who are going to be in shame for the rest of their lives. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll all have the courage to overcome the Yetzer Hara, do Teshuvah in these 3 weeks, yearn for what we had in the past, and ask Hashem to bring the Friend of Beit HaMikdash with Chesed Rahamim, B'mehera b'yameinu Amen. Shabbat Shalom.